Hello, hello. Hmm, nice. Great. Well, I'm just going to get started. I've not streamed in a bit. I don't really expect a lot of people to turn up this evening, but I've got some painting to do. I specifically want to get some more of my mechanicum finished. So yeah, I've started painting my mechanicum army for Horus Heresy, and basically there's a tournament, or not a tournament, but an all-day event coming up called the Boris Heresy on in Glasgow. It's hosted by the gaming club that I go to, Crossfire Gaming. So as part of that, I want to play the Horus Heresy event. So it's a kind of split Horus Heresy and Blood Bowl event. So yeah, so I need 2,500 points of my mechanicum, and I've been exceptionally lazy. I've been playing Blood Bowl for Horus Heresy for about 6 months now, and I haven't actually. Well, up until this week, I hadn't actually painted any of my miniatures. I'd undercoated them. But I was playing with this, as a guy at the club says, often Shadow Warriors. So yeah, I decided that I was going to really make an effort this week to get them painted. So as I say, there's a pretty strict painting requirement because it's a narrative event. So I'm just going to attempt to get some of my models painted up. I've already made a start. I've got like the Thanatar, Calyx, and Cavus painted, and then I've got a Voltarax painted. And then I've made a start on these guys. Well, they're very close to finished now. What I'm going to be doing this evening is just going to be getting them weathered up a bit more. They are pretty weathered up already. I was just tearing up some sponge there, so I'm going to do some sponge chipping. Yeah, so the colours that I'm going to probably be using to start off with are my go-to sponge chipping colours. So I start with the AK Dark Rust, and then I move on to the AK Light Rust, and then I use this dark aluminium. As you can see, incredibly dark paint, but it's almost like a metallic white, so it really pops well. And then once I've got enough of the sponge weathering, sponge chipping down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint in some lenses. So we've got a lens in here, we've got these guys here, and then I've got like a mechanicum symbol here that I want to paint up. So yeah, this is where we are just now with them. They're pretty grimy. One of the other bits and pieces that I'll probably be doing with them is just coming in and touching up these reds a bit, giving them a bit of a pop, and then some of the coppery parts as well. And then painting in potentially some of this cable in a different colour. But yeah, that's where I'll be going. But I'm going to start off with the sponge chipping, just so it's nice and easy. So as I said, I'm just gonna hit up the Dark Rust first of all. I've just had an unfortunate text message. Let me just respond to this text message and then I'll get started. Yeah, so yeah, I haven't been streaming for a bit. This is the first time I've streamed in a pretty long time. Had a good run, and then I kind of fell off it a bit. A lot of bits and pieces happened, and then I kind of got done. So I've just torn up. This is like a sponge, like a sponge like this, and I've just torn it up so it's got rough edges. What I'm going to do then is I'm just going to dip it into the paint. So I've got some there. I've got some blue roll here. I'm just going to like dab it off until like I'm getting random dots like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to chip the miniature. Just give them some chips. So just over the transfers and bits and pieces. You don't have to be particularly accurate or anything. You just want to get some what looks like random chips. All over. You can see a really good shot of the top of my head as I'm doing this, which I'm sure you all tune in to see is the top of my head. So yeah, just on some of those. So yeah, just to give them a bit more character. Yeah. I might just do a bit more on this, on the shoulder pad, just there, and just there. Cool, I'm going to just move on to the next guy. So yeah, same kind of deal. I'm just going to get on to some of the chipping. Yeah, this is I used streak and grime on these guys for the first time. This is like my first time using streak and grime, and it's gone all right. It's gone all right. I think next time I try it, I'm gonna maybe go a wee bit less on the streak and grime. I think it feels like Horus Heresy stuff should be a bit more weathered. Well, that's what I'm telling myself, because I didn't really want to try and rush like a super clean paint job with these guys. I really wanted something that was kind of that grim, dark kind of look. Yeah. And then next guy. So yeah, just gonna work my way through these guys, just kind of dabbing the sponge round and about, picking up a bit more paint just as and when. Not going too heavy, because if you go too heavy, it then starts to look a bit daft. Sometimes just coming around some of the edging and just kind of dragging the sponge over, just to give like a kind of scored look. There we go. So yeah, like one of the other reasons I wanted to start getting some of these models painted up was that there's a new set of mechanicum models coming out this weekend. So they were not coming out, coming up for pre-order. So it's the Skitari models are coming out for pre-order this weekend. So they'll be ready in 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that if I can, get most of my army painted, like most of my current models painted. Right enough, I bought more models today as well. So I bought, I want another set of like Castellax, like these guys here. These Castellax are really cool. I really like them. So I'm wanting to get another set of these and some more Thalaxi. But it's like it's typical GW, right? Like the pricing for them individually is like it's quite steep. But like you can buy the combat force, not a combat patrol, combat force, for like 80 quid, and then you get like something like £150 worth of models. But you know that way, like I can't see any point where I'd be able to run like a third Thalaxi. Thanatar. So yeah, I'm probably gonna try and sell that one. We shall see. So that's the Castellax done. So I'm gonna give these Domitars the same treatment. I really like the Domitars. I wish there was a plastic kit for them, because I would definitely have more. They're quite expensive and like points wise in the game, but they're really cool models. I like the look of them. I like the kind of big fists, and then the missile launcher, and the roof here, and the roof spot, sunroof missile launcher, just what we always wanted. So yeah, so quite like since the last time I streamed, I've got very into Horus Heresy. Like I've played, I'd say that it's probably my favorite game. Like it's probably my favorite game that GW does. Like I don't think it gets enough kudos. Certainly seems to be like on the up and up kind of thing. Like there's no what do you call it? There's no going down. It's all the only way is up, as they say, baby. So yeah, like I think it feels like it's a good addition. I mean, obviously there's constant, non-stop consternation from long-term GW fans about how it's terrible and they have ruined people and they have kicked their cats, etc. But I think it's quite good. I like it. I think it's quite enjoyable. I had all the best intentions to try and play second edition Horus Heresy. I bought like a lot of this mechanicum that I've got was bought with the intention of. I feel like I need to move this camera a bit because it's getting in my way. Let me just do that and then try that. This is the problem, is that like I haven't done this in a while, so it just all feels familiar, but not familiar at the same time. So yeah, hopefully get these all weathered up this evening. I would really like to get these finished. It would be a good accomplishment to have finished like 9 models this week. It'll probably be one of my biggest weeks. Don't get me wrong, some of the some of the other models are very close to being finished. Like I've got 2 units of Thylaxi and a unit of Orsilax there. Yeah, so quite happy with that dark rust. So as I mentioned, I'm going to move on to the light rust here. So you just want to go a wee bit easier with the light rust, just because it's so much a brighter colour kind of thing. So again, I'm just going to grab a bit of torn up sponge here. I think this is one of my favourite things to do. So I'm just dabbing this off until it does what I want it to do, and then just wherever I've got the dark rust, I'm just going to come in with the light rust, just a little lighter, just a light touch, Oh no, I went too heavy there. So again, this is just round about where you've hit them with the whatchamacallit, that was a bit funny. This was a bit where we hit them with the dark rust kind of areas, just to kind of give it that tonal variance, I believe they would call it. That's what they call it in the trade, I guess, as they would say. Who is they? Well, me is who is they. So a bit more orange. I'm just going to tap it out, and again, just going to hit it in the same kind of places as I hit the dark rust. So yeah, just in there. And it just gives it this kind of scoring look, and I think if you probably, Peter, you're a broken record with this kind of stuff. But I don't like. I mean, don't get me wrong; these are very weathered. Like for me, like they're really heavily weathered. I don't usually weather as heavily as this. But yeah, like I don't like the factory fresh look. I'll put it that way. I don't like these war machines, or like forgotten how to build these war machines, and then but like every war machine in the army is like a factory fresh like paint job, I prefer the kind of beaten up look, especially when it comes to like I do this same process for like knights and tanks and vehicles generally. Don't tend to do it as much for infantry, because yeah, it makes a bit less sense, but still do it a bit. Like I'll do it for the mechanicum infantry because they're kind of like mindless automata. Yeah, like do some more of the chipping. Again, using the AK light rust at this point after using the AK dark rust. So yeah, so just then again, oh, went way too heavy there. Well, that's going to be fixable, I guess. I'm just going to come in and rub it with my old finger here, and then get paint on my finger, and then put my finger somewhere I don't want paint, and then it'll be another 40 quid worth of jeans, because I have stained my jeans with paint, or just my shorts most likely. It's more likely shorts than jeans, if I'm honest. I don't really wear jeans anymore. Definitely a shorts guy. Cool. So again, just gonna get some chip in here, just on the edge. And I'm going to switch over to the dometers. Here we are. I'm just going to make sure I've got the paint slightly more off, because I don't want another repeat of that situation where I was like, oh no, I've painted this guy too much. I've spent hours and hours, years and years of blood, sweat and tears to this also works like I'm not like this is like a well-known hobby technique. It wasn't me specifically who invented this, but I use it on terrain as well, because it just breaks up the terrain a bit more. This sponge is coming to the end of its sponge life. Thankfully, I only have this last guy to go, and then we'll be on to the silver. We can treat ourselves to a new sponge, a new piece of sponge. Whoa. It's, we pull out all the stops here at Peter's house. It's non-stop sponging. All non-stop sponging. Right, so just gonna finish off the light rust on this guy. Just over here, and then over here, and then there we go, and then just here. Right, so that's why is it doing that? It's really annoying. For whatever reason, it keeps, like if I try to zoom in, it keeps, like, so there we go, there's 8 times zoom. And it goes, woo. And I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, that's you kind of get the picture, but if this would focus at all, where I've got that on. And now I'm going to switch over to the last of the colours, dark aluminium or aluminum, and this is kind of like a very bright silver, almost like a metallic white, which is good. So yeah, so let's get the fresh piece of sponge, and I'm gonna grab some of this so you can see just how bright it is. I mean, it's real bright. Oh, that's my face. You weren't quite ready for that close up. I'm sorry if anybody vomits. So yeah, like we're then just gonna go in and just gonna, and what I'll tend to do is I'll tend to flick with this, like just flick up the edges of like metallics and stuff, just to give it a bit more pop. So yeah, so again, just looking for any of the places that we hit that dark rust and light rust, just kind of to try and give it that worn look, scuffed up business. hopefully get back into streaming more often. It's I used to quite enjoy it, but like I say, things happen, and you kind of get out the habit of doing it. And for me, like, I don't know, for a lot of you guys, like, I'm a creature of habit. If I'm not in the habit of doing stuff, and also some stuff in my personal life that happened, and yeah, just some all sorts of bits and pieces. Right, so we're just getting, well, we've lost our sponge man overboard. Just gonna keep going through the process. Trust the process. Just I think the key thing here is just it's like almost like dry brushing. You don't want to have too much paint on the sponge. Kind of just gives it a nice look. Again, we don't want these things looking too factory fresh, right? We can't convince people that these things have been in a never-ending war if they look too clean. Grim dark future. There is only tuna mayonnaise. If you would like any other kind of sandwich, then you're shit out of luck, because we ran out of ham, so it's only tuna mayo that we've got. I think I've gone a wee bit too hard on this guy, but I don't really care. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't really. I think I should really get some more of the silver, the dark aluminium, the dark aluminum. Right, so I don't think there's anybody actually on the stream right now, so I'm just talking to myself. If anybody's around, pop a message in chat. I really kind of quite enjoyed getting through it. I think, I don't know like how you guys are about this, but like sometimes I get like a massive like bug for painting, and I feel like I can't really put down the paintbrush. And these guys specifically, like this mechanicum stuff, like I think it's one of those like last year when I joined the club and things like that, I had said that like rather than the hobby driving, rather the painting driving what I'm interested in the hobby kind of thing, I was going to try and do the other way around, where whatever I'm enjoying gaming wise, I'll let that drive what the painting's going to be doing. And this is a great case of that, where the painting is kind of exciting because I'm going to get this stuff on the board kind of thing. Right, so I'll get this Domitar finished off and then do the other Domitar. It's also pretty good for hiding mistakes, and you see you've made a mistake somewhere. You just want to pretend that mistake didn't happen. Just sponge over the top of it. So the last guy. These guys are still pretty oily, or like covered in white spirit, so they are still a bit funny, but we'll just work through it. We'll just work through it. I think it's absolutely fine to just hammer them with as much paint as possible until we get them to look the way that we want them to. Yeah, there we go. So that's what we're looking like. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to get this marrow white, which is a strong light white. If this would this camera is driving me berserk tonight. I don't know why it's doing that. Right, okay, that's better, maybe. There we are. So a strong light white, and it's a P3 paint. I've been using P3 paints quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I need to paint in the mechanicum signs so that I can do the kind of like half white, half black. So like where I usually start with that is that I paint them in all white, and then I kind of darken them up. So the mechanicum sign on this guy is just here. So just gonna get it in all white. Yeah. Just gonna get them in white, just like that, and then over to the next, and then we'll just let this all kind of dry out. Because the white, I hate using white. Like I would rather just not use this. Like I tried on earlier models to use like an ivory and things like that, and it just didn't pop as much. Seems like everybody's getting their streams on right now. I just got a notification that the Honest Wargamer had started the stream there. Well, the Games Workshop reveal show is on at 7:30. So I'll probably be stopping the stream just when that starts, just so that I can watch it. Apparently, the rumor is that there's going to be like some new custodies for Horus Heresy. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, like I'm very excited for the Myrmidons. Hi Bill, how's it going? The Myrmidon reveal, that would be pretty cool. Ah, nice. Oh, driving home so early. Yeah, so thanks, Bill. So I'm just putting these, like, you know, like the kind of traditional mechanicum sign has got like the white with black. So I'm just starting off with a white here. I had mentioned that I don't like to use white that often, just generally because it's a pain in the ass, and plus you've got nowhere to go, right? Like when you go up to white, Ah, okay. Nice, nice, nice. Some G.I. Joe classified shopping, or some less important shopping? Yeah. But yeah, like for the Horus Heresy event that I'm going to, it's 2,500 points that I need. I haven't really started building my list out yet, because I mentioned earlier the Skitarii are coming up for pre-order this weekend, and I'm very keen to have them as part of my army. So I'm hoping. Well, I'm kind of holding off on what my 2,500 points are going to be until I know the kind of points value and the kind of detachments that are available with the new Skitarii. Huh, Liam, how's it going, man? So it's wee men getting painted. Wee robots. Wee robots. How are you doing? Put paint in your cup. Yeah, I'm going to be on for a wee bit. Like, I'm probably going to drop off in about 20 minutes because the Games Workshop reveal show's on. Yeah, that's one thing to be thankful for, Liam, that your notifications are working. Will you be watching the Games Workshop review show, Liam? What are you hoping for? I hear you're a big Custodes player, so the rumor of the Custodes might be just too much for you to take. Just so exciting. So exciting. There we go. So we are just going to work through these. A steak pie dinner. That'd be good as well. The OBR would be really cool, man. That'd be cool. I don't know what they've said, but I know that Horus Heresy is part of it. But I've not really seen like pretty Horus Heresy pilled at the minute, so like I'm not really seeing a lot of stuff other than that, you know. So the next paint I'm going to use is this cold green. So this is what I'm using for. This is part of the Color Punch range from AK Interactive. This is what I'm using for the basing of a lot of the kind of lenses that I'm painting in. So we will start with this. So this is just like the base color before I have some more color. Yeah, some OBR would be real cool. I'm kind of like, a lot of people have been talking about like the second release for Seraphon. It's going to be this year, so like a lot more new models for Seraphon wouldn't go amiss. I mean, I would absolutely love that. It would maybe give me the motivation to. I'm hoping so too, Liam. I'm kind of. This is just kind of like a test, like to try and get back into it. Like, I'm hoping to at least do most Fridays. Maybe midweek, depending on how we go. Yeah, I'm not going to commit to anything just yet. So you'll have to just wait and see, as they say. But yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. So I really like this color. This like cold green. Because the red and stuff like that, it really pops. It really, as soon as you add the green, there's like a real pop to the minis. The dog's dreaming on the floor beside me. Again, just all the lenses. So yeah, the reason I'm using green for the lenses is just because it's if we talk about some color theory for a bit, you can see that I've got some red highlights on these models, and in the color wheel, green is directly opposite. Yeah, no worries, man. I'll probably be calling it done in about 15 minutes. So there will be Mr. B will feature at some point, no doubt. But I'll catch you in a bit. Thanks for popping in, Liam. Thank you. There we are, and then it's quite a difficult thing to paint cleanly, is these kind of orb things that are on the helmet. Just because they're you want to just define the edge properly, right? So yeah, like because red is a complementary color, or green's a complementary color for red, it just gives us a good pop. That's what we're looking for, just like a splash of color in these otherwise very drab miniatures. I'll need to tidy up the rim on those lenses. Yeah, it's looking good. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what else is how many more Ultramarines that they reveal, as is the way. Yeah, so I have made some adjustments to my streaming here. Like I've now got this camera up here on a kind of stand, which I think going by like the amount that you can see off the top of my head, it might just be a bit too high. So might need to adjust that down a touch. Yeah. Yeah, so like there's new models coming for the mechanicum, the new Myrmidon destroyers. I'm hoping that they get a date tonight. That would be really cool. I'd be very pleased if I would get a date for those. It means that I can kind of plan for my my tournament list slightly better. Just like because I don't know, like I've got some Myrmidon destructors and sectors, but I would rather. I don't think I want to paint them because they're all recasts and stuff, and they're not particularly good recasts. It's the same. I've got like Vorax. I've got like a unit of Vorax that I don't particularly want to paint because they're copies, and they're not particularly that good copies. Like some of the bits broke, like there's ammo belts and things like that all broke when I was building them. So it would be good if they revealed some new Vorax. That would be exceptionally cool. I don't know whether I'm going to put some colour on this. Yeah, let's do it. I'm just imagining like these are just like energy barrels. So like all the energy that the mechanicum here are using is dark energy, you know, like dark green and sinister. Beware, I live. I hunger. If anybody's a fan of the Sinister arcade game. So yeah. I'm quite hopeful that if I can get like once I get some stuff painted, I'm gonna and then hopefully once this release, if they potentially give like the points values and the detachment rules for the Skitarii, it would allow me to kind of build up my 2,500 points list and at least do a bit of practice with it, because I'm keen to not get absolutely tabled. at this tournament. I guess if it happens, right? Like I'm not going to be madly sad about it, especially because I'm not particularly good on the table. I'm more kind of like, I'm not like that excellent at painting either, but like, yeah, I guess it would be good just to have like a decent showing of myself, you know. Don't want to go for the wooden spoon award for most losses. There we go. Quite like that green. Yeah. So onto the Domitars. These guys have got less lenses. I think I'm just going to do the eyes here, or these portholes, and then I'm going to have to tidy up a load of these. I'm getting green places that I don't want it. Of course, it is the way. There we go. I don't think these guys have got any other bits that I want to do green. And there we go. And then last guy for the green. This guy's probably still got too much white spirit on him. I'll just do a big daub of green in there and then call it good. I think that's pretty good. Let me just, yeah, there. And then I'm going to use a colour here from P3, which is coal black, which is a deep dark green black. I'm just going to paint in anywhere that's got like wires or cables this colour. Just kind of like, again, just sticking with the kind of green look. So not a lot of cabling on some of these guys, like not the kind of cable that I want to do this colour anyway. No, he's fine, so that means he'll be fine. Yeah, so what I'll do is like all these kind of this cable bundle here at the back will do that colour. So yeah, probably should have left these guys overnight before trying to put acrylics on them, because some of the stuff, like especially like stuff that's in the recesses, is kind of still quite oily, which isn't great, because when it's like that, the acrylics don't really stick. So you're in this kind of fight with it, and then the oil gets on the brush, and then you're kind of like, oh no, I've really destroyed my life. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna call it just there. Because I want to watch the live stream. The the Games Workshop live stream. Because yeah, I'm a big nerd. And it's at least at a decent time, UK time. I mean, I know that we can be pretty lucky with a lot of Games Workshop stuff, and like here in the UK, but sometimes, you know, when it's at Las Vegas Open or whatever, like you're kind of stuck. So yeah, thanks for everybody that dropped by. I'll hopefully make my triumphant return to streaming more often. It's been a while. But yeah, if you feel kind, subscribe, set notifications to on, and enjoy. Who's got time to wait? I don't know. Nobody's got time to wait or bleed, Bill. Ain't got time to bleed. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. Or in your case, Bill, enjoy your evening. I hope you have a fabulous evening, a fabulous day and evening, and you're lucky with the prizes. So yeah, I shall speak to you all soon. Take it easy. Look after yourselves. Be kind to everyone. Bye 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 bye.